What's up, Hollywood players and pimps and pimpettes? Welcome to the hotel versus the AI. All right, so in this installment of In the Mix with yours truly, Dr. Bombay, we want to break down not really too much about mixing and all that stuff, but we just want to educate you on understanding the difference between what is the real, how it's created, and the fugazi. All right, so check this out. The concept of the song all started. One day, Speak sent me a text message of him singing the hook. Yeah, he did. Say he wrote the hook to this song, and that's what birthed it. And from there, what do you think I did, right? Hey, I thought the hook was very clever, so it all started with an idea, and that's what we did. We built the entire song around the hook. Now, some of you might be familiar with the original Hotel, but like I said, we had a hook, right? We didn't have anything else, but we had a hook. So we start out with, Dr. said he met you at a hotel. Well, let's go ahead and thin that out a little bit here. Let's get rid of, let's just tear it down to the drums, which brings me to a very, very good point. So, Dr. said he met you at a hotel. He even did an interview with Raw B. I ain't the one to get into the detail. You said you're not a vegan and you eat meat. All right, so first things first, well, could this be AI, perhaps, right? Well, the thing is, right, one of the dead giveaways is, okay, this here is a multi-track of this song, right? These are my 3 vocals for the hook, and these are my ad-libs for the hook, right? So it's three parts. I have me on the left doing it. Let's solo it out, see what it sounds like, right? Malcolm said he met you at a hotel. He even did an interview with Raw Beef. I ain't the one to get into the detail. He said you're not a vegan and you eat meat. So what you're hearing is you're hearing my voice on 3 separate tracks. I'm doing one pan hard left, 60%, pan right, 60%, and then one dead down the middle where I'm kind of just lazily saying the words to give it that layered effect. But we're not here to talk about production. We're here to talk about how to break a song down. Number one, if you're dealing with an AI song of any sort, how you shut down the argument right away is if a person creates a song, they should be able to produce a multi-track version of it like this and solo out and separate parts and do just what you saw me did. So like I said, Speak wrote the hook on the song, and then guess what he did, y'all? I had a pre-mixed version of the track, and I gave it to him. You know what he did? He went to BandLab, which is the mobile version of what you just saw. That was the full version, and he put my track in, which you see here, right, that I gave to him. And then guess what he did, y'all? He went in and recorded his own vocals into the song. So in the BandLab portable version, it came out like this. And a fucking Bombay parody. See, so what you hear when this is a multi-track. This is not AI right here. As you can see, Speak's loud ass was actually adjusting. Somebody's in the room adjusting the chair or putting a big bowl of grits or something on the table because he didn't give a F. He didn't even bother filtering it out. He said, you know what? Doc will know what to do. And so then guess what, y'all? Now from here, what I did was, did Speak send me anything? No. He literally sent me the shared file. I pulled it up in my computer, and then I exported those tracks that you see here right from this representation of it, and then I drug and dropped those tracks into here. And this is where we did the manipulation. Now, some of you might say, well, multi-track, well, what else you got? Well, guess what else we did, y'all? Did we just take a 2-track instrumental version of the song? No. I created a multi-track of the song. So, yeah, you can go on and get the instrumental, but sometimes, and I did do a tutorial previously on how to, if you're using a 2-track instrumental, how to blend your voice with it. So what we did, we basically went in. Oh, hold on, I got something else. So what you're hearing here, that's just the drums. Let's get rid of my voice. Just the drums, the hotel. So this isn't a true multi-track of the song. I just basically split the stems up. That's why you hear all those little weird artifacts. That's how you can tell the difference between a true multi-track session and just something somebody created. We call those fan-created multi-tracks. It's nice if you could, I guess I should have just called Swiss Beats on the phone and asked them for the masters of the song, but I don't think Swiss would have answered my call. Now, another thing too, right? Now, you hear the version of the song where, let me make sure this is centered up, because I know sometimes OBS be bugging out. So everything that you hear, originally we got what? We got 1 through how many tracks? 33 tracks this song is made of. All of these tracks are speaks, adverbs, verbs. Propane has 3 tracks for different reasons. 1 is his intro, and 2, I have an effect, different delays of his tracks. I split it. So then we got, my main vocals, my fill-ins again, my ad-libs, my leads, my hook fills. We go all out. We do a lot of tracks for the song. Now, at the end here, let's slide this over. I want to make this dead center. So once we get, say, you guys did a great job. You got all of the multi-tracks of the vocals, which everything's here coded in purple. See all this purple stuff? These are all the, what number is this? Funny, this is 27 tracks of vocals compressed down into about 7 buses. 7 buses compacted down to a lead vocal bus and a back bus into here for vocal processing, and then on into the pre-mix, which is where everything comes in. I use a SSL compressor to I call this mix glue. We set it to like -1 dB compression, a very fast attack and release, because think about it, you're using somebody else's instrumental music. We do that to just kind of smooth out those transients and bring it all together. I use something Waves Vitamin. It's a multi-band enhancer. I do an EQ here, ozone EQ. I cut out everything less than 40 hertz, everything above 16,000 hertz, and I kind of roll off some of that mid-range that may have built up during the track. And I've been through all this before. I don't need to go. This is a tape simulator to warm the mix up a little bit. My point is that this is an actual recording session. I can break down the parts. I can show you, on the song. If I just want to, go down to the instrumentation here. What if I just want to hear just the guitars and stuff? See? And you can hear artifacts of the original. Now, the biggest dead giveaway with AI is simple, right? Check this out. Let's highlight all these tracks. Now, once we finish mixing and get everything just perfect the way we wanted it before we send it out to the video Adobe to start doing what we're going to do, we have to export this file. So we go here. We want to tell BandLab to export this audio. Here we can name the file whatever we want. I call it the hotel or what have you. And we select the type of file we want. Okay, I want it to be a WAV file. Why? MP3s are compressed. They don't hold as much information. So I'll export it. A WAV file is larger, but who cares, right? Now, check this out. This is the trick here, right? I hope that you can see this. See where it says sample rate 44,100? Now, when AI produces something, do you see here where I can increase this up to 48? I guess if we're doing a soundtrack for, I don't know, some type of filming in 4 HD, I don't know. Whatever, right? So 44,100 is the standard, whatever. So now you can drop that down, that sample rate down. We can drop the bit rate down. The lowest it goes here is 16, right? So in AI, it's even lower than that. It might be 8-bit, right? With a sample rate down somewhere around 7 or 8,000. That's when you listen to AI, you get that kind of a gritty. It's a twinge to it. All I know is when I hear it, I know immediately that's a very low sample rate, and whoever produced that, the computer that made it, it's a very low sample rate, right? Which means the quality is lower. So the problem is with AI music and creating it is simple. One, you can't perform it. You can't take what the AI did and separate it. Well, I tell you, we'll take it down to your local bar, get up on stage and karaoke night and perform your song. Well, you can't do that with AI because AI is not going to let you get into that. Now, with this, guess what, y'all? All we got to do is I just turn the vocals off, right? I could turn the vocals off, and then guess what I can do? I can simply just go ahead on and, I could export it without the vocals, or maybe just leave in the background vocals or the ad-libs. So I can take this, export it, get on stage, minus the leads, and I can perform this where I'm doing the lead and all my backgrounds are still there. You cannot do that with AI, so that's the difference. So if you want to get in an argument about what's real, what's not real, and we're not here to have the AI debate. I'm just here to tell you how to debunk that quick. It's easy. Hey, if it's not AI, just simply pull up the session. Pull up the DAW, the digital audio workstation, where the work was created, and separate the tracks. So show me the multi-track version of it. There's no AI software that I know of that'll actually give you that. Now I could tell you about 5 or 6 different ways to make an AI song and kind of fool people. I could show you a couple ways, but we're not here for that because why? We want music to be real. It's bad enough that music is losing its soul. So the last thing we want to do, trust me, this song is in the digital realm of things, which means every frequency is a 0 or 1. It's either on or off. It's very clean sounding, but it's very digital. It's very square. It's not like listening to Aretha Franklin, singing one of her old classics on a 45 phonograph record. That phonograph is analog. It's as closest to her basically the sound waves that she created in the room actually cut themselves into the wax. And that acetate is what they use to produce that. So you're getting a closer representation of Aretha. This cannot capture Aretha. So we're moving in a direction where it's digital. It's great and convenient, but it doesn't have the soul. AI has even less soul. It doesn't understand your feelings, your emotions. Even on my verse, you know what I'm saying? There are mistakes in my verse. And guess what? Did I go back and say, oh man, I want to clean that up because it doesn't sound completely flawless. I want to use multiple tracks to make this verse so it sounds like I'm flowing at a high rate of speed and I'm sounding like Busta Rhymes. No, I just left it in there because why?
Yo, nigga, well, this now I never said I was gonna make another song that dresses here bullshit. You can tell the AFWs I said it's up and stuck, and they can have a seat over there with the rest of the motherfuckers waiting for me to give a fuck.
That's right.
Now I ain't made a song to be mean. See, it was just last year the song. Yeah, I apologize, and that's cool, but yo, nigga, peep this. Now I never said I wasn't gonna make another song that dresses here.
I never said what? What did I say? I tripped over my tongue. Guess what? So what? It's a mistake. Mistakes are good. It gives a natural feel to the song. How many of y'all watched the Jacksons in American Family? And Berry Gordy said when Michael says, when he sings I'll Be There, he literally says look over your shoulders. It's plural. It's on the record like that. So we leave those in. An AI will never make a vocal mistake like that, or a glitch, or a flub. It will never do that.
Yeah, I apologize, and that's cool, but yo, nigga.
However, what AI will do sometimes, I stand corrected, it will mispronounce a word. If you, I've actually fed things to AI that was performed and said, hey, just give it to me in a different voice. Man, it's a struggle. I find that I always have to go to a real person to sing because it doesn't work very well. So, yeah. And it's different things. I don't like sometimes maybe just not taking a 2-track and doing what I want to do with it. Where are the drums? So what did I do? I think I did it with the drums on this one. Did I do what I wanted to do with those drums? Oh, man. I thought I did originally. What I was talking about, I took the original drum track and I smashed it down. I used a compressor and I stuck it beside itself, squashed, I call it. When we turn that compressor way up and we squash those drums. But I don't know if I did that on this track. I do that to make it sound thick. I think I did that on the last track. I squashed the drums and gave it that thickness. So even with a 2-track split into stems, you can still do some things to make it your own, in a way. So that's all I want to do was come on real quick and break that down to diffuse the argument, because it's really not fair, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, AI is a very useful tool. AI uses some of its technology to help me. How do I do a tape simulation? It probably has its programs, but it's probably some little bit of AI incorporated if you're using a preset. Now, why do I even use tape, a tape simulator? Because what this does is it creates the harmonics, it warms up the sound so it doesn't sound so digital. That's why it sounds good when y'all play this out in your headphones and you're like, damn, that thing sound good, because, we do a little extra to get it done. So yeah, that's pretty much it, man. Like I said, we can solve the argument right now. It's no back and forth with it. Shout out to the people that use AI for tools in the right way. You know what I'm saying? You can't claim, if the robot is doing all the work, man, the robot needs to get the credit. And you can't battle with something like this, man. It's just the bottom line. There's nothing wrong with that. We all don't have the skills. I don't have skills to do graphics, so I use AI to do the graphics. I get better each time as I practice learning how to tell the tool to do what I need it to do. So again, we're not here for the mix. This is the multi-track version of this song. I can solo any track of this out, just to prove the point,
Alright.
Yo,
If you
no
wanna
biggie.
beef with me about a boy in a hotel suite who was lying on your meat. And this
That's lying as in lying on, not laying on. So I wanted to clear that up because the track is supposed to be a humorous track. I think everybody enjoyed it. It's funny, and y'all know what y'all can do, because every time we do something on Speak Channel, we get like 8 times the amount of views. It's already damn near at 300, and it ain't even been out a day. But on mine, y'all raggedy asses won't play it as much. That's okay, though. That's okay. Long as the word get out. I had to add some humor into this thing, y'all, because I ain't want to be all serious. But yeah, no doubt, man. You could definitely, like I said, it's no arguing back and forth. And what we're not gonna do, we're not gonna go through all of this and put all these man hours in of assembling a track, writing it, producing it, doing all of that. It's just to battle up against a robot. We're not gonna do that. That's not right. I could write a script in 10 minutes, and you know what I'm saying. So again, that's why I made the post I made. So like I said, this was a collaboration, even down to the video concept, man. I reached out to Speak. I said, y'all want to put some little intro, some text on the front of the song, and we started talking, and we came with the idea of the skit, and there it was birthed. Man, ain't that crazy? But that's what happened. We trying to encourage everybody to get together and start collaborating. And like I said, it could start out with a song that's already out and you redo it. Like I did the one song that LV was handing around the R&B joint, had fun with it, right? And then from there, you can just get on out, man, and use this tool. Like I say, the Band Lab, yo, you pull this up on your device, you can start with a song from scratch in here. It has the same capabilities. You can mute things, you can solo things, you can export single tracks, you can share, collaborate with other people, or you come to somebody like me and say, hey, let's do something together, And the thing is, we all can take the same instrumental. Imagine that, right? 5 people, right? And we all take an instrumental copy of something we're working on, and we all go in and do our own parts, right? And then we all bring that together, man, and collaborate. So that's what you could do. You don't need AI, man, to do your whole song, Just whatever you can't do, find somebody that can do that. You know what I mean? Hell, if you can't rap, get somebody to ghostwrite it for you. There's no shame in the game. We just trying to show some fellowship here and coming together and get rid of all the BS and the nonsense, or cut it back to a limit, So anyway, that's pretty much it, man. I didn't come here to demo the whole song, or nothing like that, Up here, y'all see I got my little, these little flags, verse 1, hook 1, verse 2. That's how I keep track of where things are, the bridge or what have you. Verse 2 is speakeasy, I guess right here. You mark it, you can just go right to it. I don't know, does BandLab, the mobile version, do that? Can you add a marker? I don't know. You know what? If you can't, who cares, right? You can remember where it is. Just look at it on screen. So, yeah, no doubt.
Got bomb, propane, and the kids speak easy. Say what? If you out here fucking up, then you gon' get a parody. Let's go. Nah, it's time to get it cracked. You can tell me what happened. I don't believe the others. Show the proof to me, brother. I got 2 phones. One I speak on, the other one I park my truck on. That lie was,
Lazy,
do you think I'm
crazy,
you mean it was no?
lady,
I think he did it.
maybe,
Blew his print like,
Jay-Z,
got ghost like,
Swayze,
never seen no.
lady,
Did he do it?
Maybe. Dr. Betty met you at a hotel.
Now, how to speak right that, and I did all the punches. Well, there's a session where he demoed it. He did my part, and then he told me, do this part. See, it's all part of the collaborative process. That's all. It isn't that difficult at all. I ain't gonna lie, the mixing part is. This isn't that difficult at all, and we can all get together, man, and we can do it. Now, of course, Speak sounds better recording it in his basement on the computer than he does in the car, because in the car, you have to go in. Usually what I do first with a person like him, before I do anything, I just pull up an EQ like this, and I take the harsh, whatever frequency of his voice, and just filter it out even before I start processing. But with him, I find it better if he records in an open room on his computer. Why? Because we can go in and pull out the room ambience using another device, the same one I use on Pros here, this is called Waves D-Reverb. Basically, it can take and pull the room ambience out of a room. But we're not here for all that. We're just here to show how to break these things down and talk about the AI versus the fugazi. And this is one way how you can tell. Now, I don't expect your ear to be so trained that you can hear the difference between 48,000 samples versus or hertz versus 44,100 versus, whatever. But everybody knows what the AI sounds like, so it's real easy. Now, if y'all want to, if you want to have a competition, I feel fair is fair, where you want to have AI versus AI, maybe you have a little competition, everyone produces an AI song, and you just see, you just have a little vote, have your little contest or whatever, that's cool. Sometimes in chess we do that, like some people will have different chess computers they're using, and then sometimes there's a whole section of chess.com where people battle, where they let the computers make all the chess moves and then see who has the best chess engine. So again, it's a category for this, but you can't mix the two. You can't have your computer playing chess and you're playing a grandmaster, online. You know what I'm saying? And you can't pretend to be a grandmaster using a computer. So that's all, man. That's all we wanted to say, on that, definitely. So, you know what I'm saying? Let's just go ahead on and fall back and regroup and see what we come up with, y'all, and come up and be great on the next one. I thank you, and leave you with the words of peace and tranquility. I'm gonna go ahead and drop this real quick. I'll leave it up for a while so y'all can get a hold of it. And furthermore, get all the politics out of the music, man. Get all the politics. You know what I'm saying? Support each other's art. If you listening, click the like button or click the dislike. If you hear it, then guess what? Leave a comment. Say this sucks. If you feel like it, you know what I mean? You wasted your time for 5 minutes listening. Go ahead. Let somebody know how you feel. We trying to build some unity up and through here. You know what I mean? Where we don't have to be on one side or the other, where everybody's commenting one way and the other one, you got a group of people over here, but yet everybody's listening to everybody's stuff. So let's go ahead on, cut out the bullshit, and let's go ahead on and get together, man, and make something great. period, point blank. Let's go ahead and rock out this on the way out. And, you know, I leave y'all, man. Peace. Thanks for listening.
Malcolm said he met you at a hotel. You even did an interview with Raw Beef. I ain't the one to get into the details. Said you're not a vegan and you eat meat. So if you wasn't at the boys' hotel, all you gotta do is convince me. You seem you way more salty. At a fucking Bombay parody. Malcolm said he met you at a hotel. He even did an interview with Raw Beef. I ain't the one to get into the details. Said you're not